Good morning, it's Mrs. Hanley. This week we're doing two-way tables, and there will be another video on descriptive statistics. This is lesson 3 from your skills practice for this week, and the first problem says 195 males and 126 females in McGuffey Junior High, and a survey showed that 110 males and 84 females ride the bus. We're just filling in the chart. I wrote that information down. This is Joby. Joby's is coming to school today, and she's chewing on her treat. So we're just going to fill in the chart with the data. So I have a total of 195 males. So that goes into the total column. And I have 126 females, so that goes into the total column. And there goes Joby. And then I have 110 males that ride the bus, and 84 females that ride the bus. Okay, so this is what we have so far.
Okay.
And now we have to fill in the rest of the blanks. So, if there's a total of 195 males and 110 ride the bus, how many don't ride the bus? So we would have to subtract 195 minus 110 gives us 85. And we do the same thing with the females. 126 minus 84 gives us 42. And then all we have left is our total line. So we total up the columns and go down. So 110 plus 84 is 194. 85 plus 42 is 127. And 195 plus 126 is 321. And you should have the same total going across, and we do. Okay, so that's it for number 1. You're just filling in the chart from the data and then using your reasoning or your subtraction to figure out what the rest of the blanks are. Number 2, we get into a little more depth, and we have to find a relative frequency and interpret. We'll talk about the interpreting in a second. Relative frequency is the ratio between what you are looking at and your total, and we want to go by row. If you notice, the data in number 2 and 3 are the same. It's just that our totals here are by rows, and the totals here are by columns. So you have to be aware of what you're looking for your relative frequencies. So for this one, our ratio would be, let me change colors, 30 over our total of 95. And then you divide, and you're going to get a decimal. You can use your calculator. 30 divided by 95. And you get this decimal. But it's okay to round to 2 decimal places, the hundredths place. So we have 0.315, so we're going to round it to 0.32, which, if we change it to percent, is 32%. Okay? And we do the same thing with all 4 of these. So this one is 65 over 95. And we get 60.68, which is 68%. Because we're dealing with statistics, the percent seems to make a little bit more sense to use. This one is 20 over 25. Notice we have a new total now. We changed rows. So 20 divided by 25 gives us 0.8 or 80%. And then the last one, 5 over 25, which gives us 0.2 or 20%. Okay? And in theory, when you add them up, they should equal up to 100% or close, because we're rounding those decimals, so it may equal 99 or 101, but close. And these do both. 32 plus 68 is 100%, and 80 plus 20 is 100%. So now with the interpret, what that means is you just pick out something that stands out to you. What stands out to me is that most of the people, 80% of the people that do not take Chinese for a language, take Spanish. That stands out to me. That's a huge amount. So that's what I would write. Most students who don't, and you could put 80% in parentheses, take Chinese, take Spanish only. Okay? That's what it means to interpret. Pick out something. You could say 32% of the students take Chinese and Spanish. 20% of the students don't take either. Maybe they're taking French. Okay, so you can pick out anything. Interpreting means, what does it mean to you? What do you notice? What piece of data do you notice the most? And Joby did come back and join our classic. All right, so number 3 is the same, except that we're finding our relative frequencies by column, which is why they gave you this total down here. So the relative frequency for Chinese and Spanish is 30 over 50, because that's my total here. And then you do the division, and you get 0.6, which equals 60%, and 20 over 50 you can use your calculator for all of these, equals 0.4, which is 40%, and 65 over 70, because this is our total here. Make sure that you're using the total in that column and that you don't mix up your totals. 65 divided by 70 is 0.93, or 93%. This is why you want to use your calculator, to make sure that you don't have to round. And then 5 over 70 is about 0.0747%. And again, our percentages come close to 100%. And something we can decide here is that, let's pick this one again, 93% who took Spanish, or who took Chinese, whoops, you used my mistakes on the board, don't take Spanish. Okay, and that's just something you notice. And that's it. Just finding the relative frequencies and filling in the chart of a two-way table. And it's two-way because we have different pieces of data going on. All right, see you next time. I'll go record the other video.